Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make this faux centre step card. Now, this is a suite that I was asked to present in Vienna for Stampin' Up from the new mini catalogue. So it's called Country Floral Lanes. You see there's some examples there. There's a stamp set, there's a punch, there's a combo, a ribbon combo, some adhesive backed sequins, 2 sets of designer series paper. This one, the gingham, comes in 6x6, and this one here, which is the one we're using right now, comes in 12x12. So this is a card that I presented on stage, and I had lots of fellow demonstrators ask me for a video to do this, so thank you. That's very kind of you that you liked my card, but also we did it in my class this month. So I'll just show you a couple of bits that are quite interesting about this set. So here's the designer series paper, the 12x12. So this is the Country Floral Lane. So really sweet kind of floral, some hearts, but also some really good B-sides on here as well. Love this, the little hearts on the Balmy Blue. And with this one, it actually, the paper coordinates with this punch. So you can, I don't know if you can see the punch in this light. You can go ahead and just punch out those images as they are, and then you've got all these other little bits that you can fussy cut. And then on the back of there, some great stripes, and I love this one as well. On the back of here, you've got the little red hearts. So, like I said, there's a stamp set and a punch. These two, these come attached, and these come attached, and they match the punch. It's up to you if you keep them like that, or if you snip them. That's what I did. But some great sentiments as well. So it's kind of Valentine's, but also friendship as well. So it's a really nice set, and I was really lucky to be asked to present this. So here we go. This is how I made it, the supplies you need. So let me just show you like that. That's how it stands up. Show you from a different angle. I can't really get my angles right today. It's a while since I've done a video actually. Okay, so if you're using A4 cardstock, these are the measurements you need. If you're in America, not sure which other regions use a different size cardstock to us here in Europe, but I'm going to give you some slightly different measurements as I realize your cardstock isn't as long as ours. So if you're in Europe and any other regions that use A4 cardstock, you need a card base that measures 11.5 by 4. And I'll tell you each where to score when I do each one. But if you are using not A4 cardstock, if you're in the States, you would just use a piece of cardstock which measures 11 by 4. Okay, and then I'll give you some different information about the other layers. This one is the same wherever you are. So this is Balmy Blue again, and this one measures 8 inches by 2.25. You need a piece of cardstock, basic white, for the back to write on, and this one measures, it's going to go that way, this measures 3 7/8 by 3 5/8. And again, if you're using the slightly different measurement, if you're in the States, then you're going to have this layer at 3 7/8 by 3 3/8. I'll put it all in the description below, because it's probably sounding quite confusing right now. Then you also need a piece of basic white cardstock, and this measures 5 3/8 by 2 1/8. That's wherever you are, standard size. Let's bring the card back in. This little piece here goes right across that piece of card. So this is this design of designer series paper. This measures, let me just find it on my notes. I've lost my place. 3 7/8 by 1 7/8. The bicycles, so I've cut these just on my original. I cut them just below this first row of hearts to get kind of full bicycles in, and at the bottom to get full bicycles in. That's fine if you're making individual cards, but I was doing it for a class setting here where I had to cut lots. So regardless of how you're cutting it, if you want the 2 lots of bicycles, like I say, just include the little row of upside down hearts and then cut your measurement this way. So across like this, it will measure 3 7/8 by 3 5/8. If you're in the United States, you will measure that at 3 7/8 and 3 3/8, like the back panel. You need a little piece of Balmy Blue cardstock. This measures 2 by 1 7/8. And this little bicycle piece I've cut just with 1 row of hearts either side to get the bicycle in. And this measures 1 7/8 by 1 3/4. So it's 1 7/8 this way, 1 3/4 that way, and you'll just get the 2 lots of hearts in. Let me think if there's anything else we need. Also in the suite, I keep putting the card out, there it is. Also in the suite we have some oh, I said the sequins, so we're going to use some of these. There's 2 sizes in here, larger and smaller ones, and you get the 3 colors in each. And then we are going to punch out this designer series paper to get the heart and fussy cut these little hearts here. But you could use this heart that also gets punched out. So I think that's all the supplies you need for the moment. So let's go ahead and show you how to make this. So we're going to score on the base first. Get my Simply Scored scoring board. So if you're using A4 paper, ignore these, sorry, these are for another project. If you're using A4 paper, so if you're in Europe, these are the score lines that you need here. So you're going to score along the long side, so on the 11.5 inch side, so it's 11.5 by 4, you're going to score at 3 3/4, at 7.5, and at 9.5. Now, if you're in America and you're using different size cardstock, if you're using the 11 by 4, you will need to score at 3.5, at 7, and then at 9, and you'll get the same kind of lay. And then the measurements I gave you on the designer series paper and the panel on the back will be right. Okay, so this here, the measurements I've done here, 3 3/4, 7.5, 9.5. This is if you're using A4 cardstock. I don't want to make it more confusing than it should be, but I know a lot of my fellow demonstrators in the United States wanted instructions for this too, so that's why I'm just kind of covering both bases really, because I don't want anyone to be missed out. Okay, so you've got a large section, and then 2 smaller ones here. So the first of the small ones you fold away because you want to make this a mountain fold. Okay, so that's a mountain. The next one you fold back on itself to make that kind of shape. Okay, so that's a mountain and now a valley. This one you're going to fold this way again, so you make another mountain. So you go mountain, valley, mountain. Okay, so that's the shape you're looking for, and that's how it looks when it's all kind of bunched up. So just give that a little burnish with your bone folder on those score lines. If you're not sure, just have a little play around, go back, but that's essentially from the side how it looks, and that's how it looks from that angle. Okay, this piece of cardstock here, we also need to put a score line in, so I'm just going to grab my scoreboard again, and we're going to score this one, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world, whichever cardstock you're using, you're going to score this at 5.5 inches on the long side, so just 1 score line on that one. So you're just going to give that a fold. So on this front panel here, you're going to attach your basic white piece here, but we're going to emboss it first. And I'm using, this is from the main catalogue, and some of these embossing folders get missed at the back, right at the back of the catalogue. This is called Cascading Ruffles, and I love that little, it's just like a little party, isn't it? So we're going to use that one. Let's see if I can show you a close-up of it here. Can you see that? Yeah, I think you can. So it's a really cute background to have on here, and I thought, you know, I wanted something to set this card off, so I'm just going to go ahead and emboss this layer in here. So you want it kind of about there, doesn't really matter where. I'll be right back. Okay, so look at that, so pretty, love it. So this will layer directly onto here with a really small border all the way around. So you just want to stick that down with some liquid glue. Now, as always, I haven't tested my glue before filming. Oh, it's coming out, excellent. Must be my lucky day. So I hope you all had a great Christmas and New Year. Seems like a long time ago now, doesn't it? But I can't believe these are the first projects for spring. Well, I suppose we're still in winter, actually. We're not quite in spring yet, are we? But first post-Christmas projects. So yeah, we had a lovely time here. Okay, so that's there. So next we're going to add some of the designer series paper. So we're going to attach this small one with the hearts across the front here, and then the bicycle paper, which I just love in this set. It's just perfect. We're going to stick in that section there, okay? So that's how it's going to fold up. So let's pop this on again with glue. And this card, this layout works for so many options. You can change up the background cardstock, you could change the DSP, you can, you know, just use whatever stamps you have. It's really versatile. So yeah, it's a great one to have in your kind of stash of fancy fold cards, fun fold cards. So let's squiggle across there. And then this one, so like I say, this is going to stick on this center section here. Okay, so you've got that one, this one's blank, and then this one here. And we're not going to stick the back panel on yet because we want it to be, I'll show you the centerpiece needs to be covered. I didn't quite stick that on straight, but there we go. I'm not going to worry too much. And I've also got glue on there. Come on, Tracy. I'm going to grab my blue eraser because that is bothering me and I might forget to get rid of that. So let's, ta-da! It's like it didn't happen. Okay, so next we're going to attach some tape or glue onto the back of here. So I'm going to use tape for mine. And we're just going to put some along the top here. So strip there, you don't have to be too accurate, which is just as well, looking at mine here. And then one along the bottom there. So you've got that. So this is the front and that's on the back. And then take off both pieces of tape. That's really old bit of tape there. And then have the card folded up like this, and you're going to line up the bottom here with the bottom here and then just centralize it kind of side to side, so about there. And then keep the card folded up, and you're just going to flip that one over at the back, okay? And then that becomes that little faux center step there. Okay, looking good already. So let's go ahead and attach the little bicycle onto this. That's almost a square, not quite, but so make sure you have it around the right way because, you know, it's not going to look so good that way. So make sure that you've got slightly longer width than height. I'm just going to pop that on with some Tombow. And stick that on there. And then I'm going to pop it on the card with some dimensionals. So you can leave, I actually lined it up with the bottom here, along here of the maybe of the white layer, I think that's where I put it. And then I just left a little border either side. So I'm going to pop a few dimensionals on the back. Vienna seems like such a long time ago now. I hope if you went, you had a good time. I really did. It was so nice to be at a Stamping Up event where we could all get back together and we could give hugs and, you know, see people that we hadn't seen for a few years because of lockdown. So it was a really lovely time to be together. Okay, so let's pop that on there. And what I should mention is, because this is out of the new mini catalogue, for the mini catalogue runs until the end of April, but until the end of February, for every £45 you spend, you can choose something in this celebration brochure. Loving the owls, but there's papers and stamp sets in here. And just incidentally, if you bought this bundle and one set of the papers. So say the stamp set, the punch, and either set of the papers, you would qualify for a free celebration gift. So all you would need to do is select me as your demonstrator, and then pop your order through. Also, you can, sorry, I don't mean to get interrupt the presentation really, but you can buy the whole suite here for £74.50. So that includes the ribbon, the sequins, the stamp. You get the 10% discount for buying that as a bundle. You get both sets of papers, so it's really good value. And if you make that up to £90 with, say, some cardstock like the Balmy Blue and maybe some glue, you can then qualify for another celebration item. So it's a good thing to do. If you need some more information, then do get in touch. But it's a great time. It's also a great time to join my team. We've got some great offers, but I'm going to do that on another video. Back to the project. Okay, so where are we at? We need to punch this little heart. So I'm going to bring in the punch. And you can see here, when you slide it in, so I've already used this paper in classes, but so I'm just using this here. You can slide it in and line it up perfectly to cut all these pieces out in one go. So you can use this, you can make little flowers out of the hearts with the leaves, but it's a great little punch. We love a punch, don't we? We don't always want to be die cutting, so punches are great. I'm going to use the silver twine, silver trim, I think it's called, from the Elegant trim, Simply Elegant trim. You get a gold and a silver. So I'm going to use the silver here. And you need about 3.5 inches. I'm just going to trim my end because it's got a bit frayed. So about 3.5 inches here. It might be a little too long, but we can always snip some off. Doesn't actually look very long now I've done that. So on the back of the heart here at the bottom, I'm going to pop a glue dot quite near the bottom here, and then I'm going to attach one end of the twine, and then I'm also going to attach a couple of dimensionals up here, not too high because we don't want them showing above the card, but just so that we can just, so I've made the heart into a balloon essentially, and this little bit of twine keeps wiggling, but it's meant to go like that. Okay, so we're going to set this in place. So the idea is that we want this up here, and then we want this little piece of twine to come down into the basket, and I fussy cut these little hearts here, but you could also use, where is it, this one out of here to cover the basket, or you could use this side. So the choice is yours, but I'm going to go ahead and attach this because I know it's long enough now to have that twine. So have a look roughly where you want to have the twine, and then you can set your heart balloon where it needs to be. And like I said, I'm going to fussy cut the little hearts. Now, where did I put that piece of paper that I just punched? Oh, here it is. So you can see these little hearts here. I just used the pink one and the sorbet one. So I'm just going to go ahead and fussy cut these. It doesn't take long, a little bit fiddly, but just take your time, and you're just going to move the paper around, and I'm going to come back to you once I've finished cutting these. So see you in a second. Okay, there we go. Now in my original project for Vienna, I actually stuck the little hearts up here too, but in a class situation I thought it was a lot to ask them to fussy cut 5 hearts, so I switched it up for the sequins, which are of course gorgeous, and it's important that we let people know what's in the suite. So you could stick them on with glue, but I'm just going to pop this in place with a glue dot here, this little end of the string. I don't know why I put it on top, really I should have put it underneath. And then I'm just going to roll up a glue dot here, just to pop underneath the hearts so it doesn't show. So let's see, I'm going to put one here and then roll up another glue dot and pop it on this heart here. Where where shall I have it? I'm going to have it down there. So it's super cute. Looks like the balloons coming out of the basket. You can keep these leaves to use for another time, because, you know, let's not waste anything. And then with the sequins, I have some open here from my class. I'm using the smaller ones here, and they're, like I say, they're adhesive backed, so super easy to use. An iridescent one here. I'm just kind of following the line of the balloon. Like I say, it will probably flick one way or another at some point, but actually this one's playing ball. It's being kind to me, like that. So pretty. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is do the greeting on the back here. So you take your other piece of basic white cardstock. So like I say, in Europe, we're going to use this piece that is 3 7/8 by 3 5/8. If you're in United States, you're going to have it at 3 7/8 by 3 3/8, and then that will fit onto the piece that you've cut. So you can choose any sentiment from here. So like I say, there's Valentine's. Just wanted to say, so you could, I just wanted to say I love you. I love that we're friends, but I'm just going to go with love. Of course, you could use a happy birthday or an anniversary from another set. So it's really versatile. And I'm just going to stamp in Balmy Blue. With my presentation, I actually did the Valentine's, and I did the German version because I was lucky enough to get the French and German stamp sets as well. And I also put, for that, I also put these two little cute hearts. They're on one stamp in Sweet Sorbet as well, but I'm just going to stick with this for now. So flip over your card, and this is just going to cover that join at the back here and stick on there. So you've got plenty of space to, you know, write your greeting on there. So absolutely, this could be used as a Valentine's card. And the Valentine's message is there for you, ready to stamp on here. Okay, so that's that. This will fit in a standard size envelope. Have I missed anything? No, I think that's it. So finally, I got to do my video. I'm so sorry that it's taken so long to get this out to you who have been waiting since November from Vienna, but I hope you enjoy making it. Take care. See you soon. Bye.